Welcome to Cohesive Friendship Unit. My name is Chris. I'm here with Jeremy,
Yo, what's up?
Brian,
What's going on?
and Jake.
Hey guys.
Guys, a pretty impressive product has hit the market called the Oculus Quest just about a month ago. It is a fully wireless VR headset. And by fully wireless, I mean you do not have to hook this thing up to a computer whatsoever. And some of the apps that were being provided were allowing you to stream your desktop to your Oculus headset. And some of the apps were also allowing you to stream Steam VR to your Oculus headset, which was allowing people to play Steam games on their Oculus headset. And Oculus took that as a hard no, and they forced the developer to either pull the game or remove the feature entirely, leaving people who bought the game for that feature specifically high and dry, no refunds, and the developer's a little upset, and the people are pretty upset because it's a feature and a functionality that works perfectly fine. It doesn't really seem to be drastically interceding with their ecosystem. Maybe it is, and we can discuss that, but there's kind of like a meta conversation on like how on these closed-walled ecosystems and when they go too far and what your kind of not rights are, but yeah, rights as a consumer who bought a product. Maybe you went out and you bought an Oculus for this very feature, an Oculus Quest, and you no longer have that feature. But before we dive into it, we're doing a giveaway at 600 subs. We're giving away a copy of A Hat in Time. So if you'd like to support us, we'd super much appreciate it, and then you'd have a chance to win that Steam code. Throw us a like if you like the video, and let us know down in the comments how you feel about this, because it's a little weird. It's weird. And it's weird when you think of it as how it formerly was on PC to now as a standalone system, and then once you kind of extend the mindset to consoles. But do we have any thoughts? Do I need to explain anything more?
No,
Seems
shit
pretty-
sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think this is just them trying to lock down their market. I mean, they sold this one system. They have a captive market. They want to keep that.
Yeah.
Like when I saw the Quest, is that what the one this is?
Yes, the Quest.
When I saw that and it was like, oh, you can't do anything except what they have loaded into it or what they decide, it goes on to it. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I don't want it. To be perfectly honest with it, the first time I saw the ad, when it was like, it's not just a display for your PC that you can do whatever you want with, I didn't want it.
Okay, so Jake, I see what you're saying where they wanted to lock down their ecosystem, but I guess I mean, I know that this isn't as good or the same or whatever, but they're still getting the sale from the virtual desktop app, and they're still getting the hardware sale.
Right. But then you can play all the games you want without paying them.
Yeah.
So again, they get that one sale, and you can play the games, but they're like, if you want. So okay, here's the caveats.
They're going to make more money if they sell the games, Chris.
See, I'm not. Yes and no. I mean, here's the.
Yes and yes.
Yeah, it's just...
There's no
So-
no.
It's like a console. Like you can't they probably don't make a lot of money on the
I think they're
Quest.
selling them at a loss. Yeah.
Chris, that would be like if Sony you could buy an app for PlayStation that let you play Xbox games.
Well, so
And then you were like, well, you get to buy the app. Like, yeah, but they want you to buy 40 fucking PlayStation games, not one app.
there are examples of this in the past where, like, my favorite is the ColecoVision Module 1, which was something
A company that is still in business and doing very well.
they are still in business, and they are not doing very well. But the ColecoVision was a console, right? And this module, you could slide into the ColecoVision, and you could play Atari 2600 games perfectly. And
Yeah, and that never got shut down.
it didn't.
Yeah, so I mean, this is them. Well,
Patent
like-
law, I think, was different at the time.
Yeah, but despite Atari's attempt, it never got shut down. Like, this is a little bit different than that. They say what goes on their console, and if they say you can't use the Steam VR services, You can't play those games on this console. We want you to buy the more expensive one. Think about that for a second.
So
Then that's what goes, because it's their little, like you said, it's a walled garden.
well, now I have 3 points, but so I have two kind of points. The first one is really, this is odd because a second headset, the Oculus Rift S, launched a few weeks within a few weeks span of the Quest. So it's not like there was a huge change in philosophy. The Rift S plugs into your PC. They're the exact same price, the headsets, except one's PC-based, one's standalone. The PC-based one, there's no restriction on what you can and can't play. But they could have made something. They could have. So why didn't they? Like, I don't understand.
Because there's competition for PC-based VR headsets. So why would you buy an Oculus PC-based headset instead of I don't know all the other ones, but an HTC Vive or whatever the fuck it's called now? You could just, because then people would just be like, oh, well, that's stupid, I'll buy that. But if you want a wireless VR headset, my understanding is that the Oculus is the only game in town, right?
At the moment.
So that's why.
Yeah.
Or the very expensive Valve one.
Well, that hasn't officially come out yet.
Right.
And it's still, as Jake said, very expensive.
Well, we don't know the price on the new one. But, okay, so you're saying it's purely competition that's driving them to open up their ecosystem.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really hard to lock down something that connects to your PC.
Well, it is and it isn't.
Well, yes and no. I mean, I see this as very similar to emulators. Like, I mean, Nintendo games, I would say a lot of people are of similar mind to emulators, that they are a good way to play old games that are entirely inaccessible, and Nintendo tries very hard to keep them unacceptable without you buying them. And the way that they have kind of bought some goodwill back is by re-releasing these nostalgia consoles with preset games, and then they can charge you again for the same games that you've bought as a kid.
So
I think the Quest needs to do something similar, where if you, I mean, I don't think locking people out of a viable solution is the right idea. You have to offer something that is better.
So here's I'm just throwing examples at the wall. I mean, you guys are doing great. That's kind of why I'm throwing.
No. Sorry, that was my cat.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? So the PS3 was originally capable of loading Linux, and they removed that feature and lost a lawsuit because it was a combination of false advertising and removing a feature that was promised to the user at the time of purchase. And while this is a little different in that there wasn't any implicit promise that this was a feature, it was a feature that did exist and was used for about a month and then was taken away like overnight. Do you see what I'm saying?
I mean,
I don't see them getting sued.
People are gonna hack your shit, like, to get what they want. Fundamentally, someone's gonna come up with a workaround for this.
Oh, so just full disclosure, I've already hacked it and made it work. Like, you can do this.
Nice. He's an elite level 10 hacker.
I'm elite,
here.
dude. I'm elite.
He's lead.
I'm a true gamer.
I'm sure there's like a USB port on the Quest as well. So
yeah,
there's got to be some way for developers to connect to it.
Yeah, you have to put it in developer mode, and then you can sideload some programs.
There you go. Good hacker lingo there.
Now they're gonna take the hack out. So good job, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Very cool,
Gonna
Chris.
go the Apple route. They
Very
take
cool.
out the headphone jack, the USB port.
Yeah, no
the
ports,
head
no
strap.
hacks.
There's no lens now.
How you gonna charge it?
Steve Jobs can still get in, but he's dead. So there you go.
Out.
Big F in the chat for Chris's boy Steve.
Please throw an F in the chat for Steve.
On the Sony part that you mentioned, I don't think that like Oculus would get sued over this, but I think people will be unhappy. I mean, like Brian said, like people are just going to hack it once you take it away. They're just going to hack it again. That's what people did with emulators. That's what people did with pirating music and movies until something came along that was more convenient.
But this isn't stealing or pirating. This is you buying a piece of software and you using it. It's not.
But
it is now that they said you're not allowed to.
Well, no, because I'm still paying the developer for the software, and then I'm using the software.
you bought the fucking thing. Like,
Yeah, but
yours.
it's their store, it's their console.
Well,
No, it's not. It's your console.
So yeah, let's
You
talk
bought
about
it.
this. This is the point. Is it their? It's not their console. It's your console. You bought it, right?
It
Brian-
is.
Brian's got it.
It's your okay. So it is your right to fling that. You can buy one of those things with the express intention of throwing it against a wall until it does not work anymore, never using it once, and they cannot stop you from doing that. So
But they can't stop you from using an emulator on it.
Isn't that a bit ridiculous? Like,
It's your hardware.
Welcome to
It's
Capcom.
your
Let's do that.
hardware. Right, I'm not disagreeing with you there, Jay, but like, no, but if you take it to, I agree. If you take it to the extreme, it's ridiculous. But like, why are they? What are they trying to protect other than their own financial interests by doing
Nothing.
this? Are they trying to? Well, but what are their PR people going to say? That we're trying to preserve a curated library of games and all this bullshit.
Yeah, probably that. Nice, dude. They're gonna
Well,
copy it.
then you bring them the fling it.
God, Brian, you're giving them the ammunition.
Wall argument, and there you go. There you go, dude. That's like.
And then they'll say,
rounds,
you know, we
regret-
respect that people have different opinions, but we're moving forward with this plan. Thank you very much. And then they're gonna take your money.
Yep.
They're not taking my money.
So going
Yeah,
back
take your
to
money.
something similar to what Jeremy said, just the whole like, you know, why did they open it on the PC? Because there's competition on the PC. What do you would think, just for the pure sake that it's pro-consumer, that they would.
Chris, they don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
pro-consumer.
Well-
they hate
care about the
consumers. They
bottom
want to
line,
grind
dude.
you into dust and take everything you
Well, they want the product to sell.
No, they want your fucking money. That's all they want.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, they want your money. Would they just hear me out? Hear me out. And do you guys think that this might be a reasonable compromise? The technology works, and it works really well. It works perfectly well, actually. I'm baffled at how well this works, this streaming solution. Can you see a future or a way where they would maybe allow this feature, but it locks you to Oculus content on your PC, so you can stream content, but it's Oculus content?
They'll get hammered in the court of public opinion right again. They can do that. That's probably the next step, but like they'll get hammered just as hard.
Stream. I'm not sure what you mean, Chris. Stream Oculus content from
You can
your
only
PC.
play Oculus games.
So instead of playing Steam VR stuff,
Steam
you can
VR.
play Oculus PC games, like games on the Oculus PC store.
That doesn't already exist.
No, they blocked
Yeah,
it.
that'll
It
happen.
did exist, and then they said no.
But it's the same Oculus store.
Yeah, well,
You
it's.
don't
I mean,
have like
it's
one unitary account that's like carried across both. Like
so
you do with,
okay.
like,
Here's the other
iTunes.
thing that I would like to discuss. So this is like a whole. This is kind of getting into another territory, but so there are two storefronts, Jeremy. There is an Oculus Rift S storefront, and there is an Oculus Quest storefront within the Oculus Store. If you want to play Beat Saber on your PC with your Oculus Rift S, you have to buy Beat Saber on the Oculus Rift S storefront. If you want to play the exact same game with the exact same content and the exact same cross-play functionality, like you're playing with the same community, with the same account, you have to buy the game again on the Oculus Quest page, which is part of the reason why, yes, this is a walled garden, but it's almost walled within a wall. It's two walls.
This whole thing reeks of Microsoft circa 2010 to 2012.
But that's a little
it's like-
ridiculous, right?
Like,
And this is
yeah,
it is.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like take a note. Don't be doing this shit. Like this is not what should be going on in 2019, where you have a different storefront for different
for literally identical software.
yeah, right. That's no. Don't be doing that shit. Don't be doing that shit. Learn from the past.
And there are some, I will say there are some games, there's an option that the developers get to pick. Do you want to have it sold separately on both ecosystems or one? And obviously almost all of them sell them separately, but
So you can charge more for one version and not for the other.
no, just so you make people buy
So you
twice.
sell it twice for the
Yeah, so
same
you
reason. I think that Oculus will keep doing that for a while, and eventually they'll announce it as like, look what we gave you, peasant. You don't have to buy it twice anymore, but you still have to buy it on our storefront. If anyone even, I don't think. My opinion continues to be that VR is a fad, but if it persists into like the near future, I think that'll probably happen. But that's it. But it's not that's the thing, Chris. It's not a compromise. You don't get to compromise with a company. You buy it or you don't buy it. Like, they don't give a shit about you. Like, they will do whatever makes them the most money. And at a certain point, I think the PR from making someone buy a game twice on your storefront for a similar product will probably be not good. So they'll unify them. But
so
outside of that, I don't expect to change.
So let me get a group poll as a last clincher to this discussion. Am I not obviously, I'm not saying this literally, I'm just saying it this way for the sake of saying it this way, but am I a bad person for side-loading the streaming app and doing it anyway?
No,
okay. It's your shit. You bought it.
Okay, cool. No, that's just what I was wondering.
I think it's cool. I think everyone should.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe I'll make a guide on how to do it.
No, dude, they're gonna.
Our channel's gonna get taken down.
Our channel will get taken down, dude.
No, they'll come with the white van.
They'll come.
Chris will get taken down.
He'll get taken away
by Big Oculus.
I'll get a ticket to Los Angeles. Oh no. All right. No. Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like, or
like it.
Yeah. So similar boat, and it just kind of pull it out of Oculus, and we'll be done. For consoles, obviously it's kind of similar, where it's like a walled garden. You can't really escape their storefront or their ecosystem. If there was a way to escape and maybe stream, well, let's just keep it simple and say keep it similar. There's an app that you can sideload onto your PS4 that lets you stream your PC games, so it's easier for you to stream. So instead of buying The Witcher 3 on the PS4 so you can play The Witcher 3 on your PS4 on your TV when you already own it on Steam, if there's a way to sideload it, is that okay?
There's almost no appeal to doing that, because you could just plug your PC directly into your
TV.
And
you gotta move it.
But no, it's apples and oranges, because VR is something different. It's not something you can just watch on a TV.
If your question is it morally okay, I don't think it's a problem.
It's not morally wrong to do anything with any sort of
your stuff.
Never mind. We're not gonna go there.
I think that's more of a gray area, because there is a way to play The Witcher not on your PlayStation that doesn't involve like bootlegging it onto your PlayStation.
Well, there's a way to play Beat Saber on my Oculus Quest without streaming it from Steam.
Well, you have to get it from Oculus. That is your only option.
Or
There's only one way to do it.
Or I use my software to stream it from Steam.
Well, you can't do that anymore.
Well, I can.
Like with the Quest, once you buy the Quest, there is only one way to play games. If we accept that they now block streaming it in some bootlegged way. Right? And with PlayStation, I guess PlayStation's the same. Like, you can only play games from the PlayStation Store or from like a PlayStation disc, but I don't know. I guess it is really similar.
Yeah. It's weird. It's just an interesting place, because consoles were everyone's just so used to this happening. Like, they're used to being locked down, and this is the first time it's happened in VR, so there's kind of newfound, and I was one of these people. I was like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, I have my fucking Rift S running Steam VR. Great. Why are they blocking it on my other Oculus product? So it's just interesting discussion.
I think they're in a difficult spot because they are lesser than the other consoles, right? Like, it's not like they have better games to offer. Oculus doesn't have like the best games, and considering anyone that buys VR, it's most likely like a stereotypical gamer or an enthusiast.
Yeah.
and you're not gonna like choose to not play the fantastic games that are available on PC.
Yeah.
And buy the Oculus.
Like Skyrim and Fallout are on Steam VR. They are not on the Oculus Store.
Right. So I think they walk a fine line because they are not catering to the correct audience. So I think this discussion comes up with them more often.
That's a good point. All right. That was a talk. Do we have anything else to add, or are we pretty much good?
I'm good.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. And then we can call this one a video, Brian.
Well, you know, if you're a Coleco employee and you resent Chris's earlier comment that your company is not, in fact, doing well, go ahead and put your ire down on the word box there. And like Chris said at the beginning of the video, if you subscribe to this channel, you may win a Steam code when we get to 600 subs. So go ahead and throw us a sub, because, you know, if you watched this far, you probably liked it, and we do have a veritable shit ton more content like this right here on the Cohesive Friendship Unit channel. So go ahead and click that subscribe button if you liked it, and smoke them if you get them, guys. That's all for me tonight, Chris.
Thank you, Brian. We'll catch you guys next time.